This is a HeadGum podcast.
Today's episode of Who Weekly is welcome to Who Weekly, the podcast where you'll learn everything you need to know about all the celebrities you don't. I'm Bobby Finger.
I'm Lindsay Weber.
And this is Meryl Streep in The Devil Wears Prada.
Where are the belts for this dress? Why is no one ready?
Why is no one ready?
The reason why he did that was because before we started, Bobby was just futzing with his controls and said to himself, why is no one ready? And then said it in the Meryl Streep voice.
And Lindsay was like, I just watched that last night. And it's really funny because you can just Google Meryl Streep, why is no one ready? And there are several YouTube videos that are 6 seconds long that people were like, yes, I love this line.
There are a lot of good lines, but she does, in that voice that she does, her Anna Wintour voice, the that low bitchy growl, that whisper.
The whispery judgment, yeah.
Yes. It's very good.
Oh, that's the scene where she has the belts and she's like, they're all so different. And then she laughs.
They're both so different. And then she's like, your sweater isn't blue, isn't green, it's cerulean. And then gives her the whole history of sweaters colors.
I never bought that whole monologue. I've always been annoyed by that monologue because she says well, we're the decision makers who decide that you buy the cerulean, so have some respect for us. But the point that Anne Hathaway is trying to make is that she would have bought the sweater no matter what color it was. They could have chosen shit brown and she would have bought it. They literally don't matter. But the thing is, Meryl is so good at delivering that shitty monologue that actually has no point.
The thing you learn about Devil Wears Prada when you watch it 25,000 times, you learn that she was actually right, in the beginning.
Oh, absolutely.
When they're in line, she's getting the soup and he's taunting her
the
about
chowder.
Corn soup. Yeah, and you're just no, she's right. She doesn't need to know this stuff to do her job well. She's actually just not good at her job.
Right.
From the beginning, she's just not good at the job in general. She doesn't need to know fashion or have bangs to be good at this job.
No, not at all. She has to have a high tolerance for cruelty.
Right.
And an ability, a decent work ethic.
She doesn't have to
That's
wear
all you need.
cool clogs or whatever outfit they put her in, her different hats, the montage of her wearing all these different hats on the street. She doesn't need them to be good at her job. She just should be good at her job,
Another thing that sort of bothered me is that why did this just turn into a Devil Wears Prada discussion?
Welcome to our new podcast, The Devil with...
I mean, honestly, I could truly talk about this every week for the rest of time.
This is our new podcast,
Devil Wears
The Devil Wears Podcast.
The Devil Wears Podcast. God.
Just a one podcast long series about The Devil Wears Prada by the makers of Who Weekly.
Anyway, I
but
guess...
that's not our favorite line from The Devil Wears Prada. You and I both have the same exact favorite line from The Devil Wears Prada.
Oh, wow, we actually do. I forgot until you said that, which is, there's $8 worth of Jarlsberg in there.
Which I always somehow think is $7. In my mind, it's $7, but no, it's
inflation.
$8.
It's inflation, yeah.
It's $8 of Jarlsberg in the grilled cheese sandwich that Adrienne Grenier makes for Anne Hathaway in The Devil Wears Prada.
In their cute Chinatown railroad with the bathtub in the kitchen. Ugh.
Why is no one ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready too.
You will dream it.
Yo, they wanna know.
Hey.
Mia.
Hey.
Mia. Come on.
Hey. I want to be famous.
For a while, we thought there was very little Who news, but then once we started actually researching the week of Who events, we realized it's just filled with things that happen.
Well, there's not many new players in the game, but we've got some great updates from some of our classics. Beginning with my fave and yours, Miss Ruby Rose, who I think I actually had to explain who she was to somebody last night or yesterday. Mm-hmm. So clearly not getting any more less hooey as time goes on, but somehow had a long segment on the Today Show with Willie Geist. I don't know what she's up to that she gets this.
She was on the cover of Cosmo, I know that, but I don't know what she's promoting. I think just Orange is the New Black. They're all starting to talk more about it. I guess they're ramping up for the new season.
Every year. Also, can you read Willie Geist's tweet that you sent me about his segment with Ruby Rose, please?
Yes. Let me click it, and then I'll read it.
Extremely good.
First of all, Willie Geist is the best. Second of all, this is the tweet. Tomorrow AM on hashtag Sunday Today, at Chuck Todd on week 2 in the Trump White House, and at Ruby Rose, who convinced me to drink charcoal with her. And there's a photo of our prince, Willie Geist, at a table with Ruby Rose.
They're eating hamburgers?
And they're eating burgers and drinking charcoal.
I just love it's like Trump in the White House and Ruby Rose convinced me to drink charcoal with her. It's like the most amazing world that we live in now, which is like my entire life, which is like Trump did this shitty thing that's going to end the world, and Bella Thorne ate a piece of popcorn while watching a movie or something. Like it's like sweeping devastating news compared to my celebrity minutia that keeps me alive.
So anyway, charcoal is apparently like a hot new addition to any sort of cleanse. So you add activated charcoal to like a lemony drink or a gingery drink, and it apparently detoxes you. Again, that word has lost all meaning. And it also apparently boosts your metabolism.
He also tweeted, Willie Geist tweeted, I just dubbed the coolest human being ever to appear on Today's Show in its 65-year history. He means Ruby Rose.
Oh my God.
To claim she was kicked out of a restaurant in New Orleans.
Okay, so that's what I was going to bring up. Remember last time she was featured heavily on this show? Remember why?
Yeah, she punched someone or whatever.
No, she didn't. Lindsay, she didn't punch someone. That's alternative fact. She threw fries at someone.
Everything
Remember?
I say about when I remember things wrong is alternative facts. Yeah, she threw fries at someone, and then they got mad and punched her? Who punched?
No one punched anything. She just threw fries. She just threw fries.
God, it's
and,
so boring. I'm trying to make it interesting.
Someone in New Orleans made fun of her sobriety because she's sober, and it took this bartender forever to bring them drinks and their food, and all they had was their fries.
I mean, I honestly relate to that, and that's
he
what I
got
said
really mad
last
and he
time
threw the
we
fries.
talked about this.
He threw the fries and he got mad. And Willie Geist, in addition to drinking charcoal with Ruby Rose, he discusses her friendship with Taylor Swift. She does this annoying thing where she's dismissive of it, as though she doesn't understand why people are fascinated by it, which is so disingenuous and annoying
which is
to
what
me. Where she's
everyone
like,
does when
I don't get it. She's just a friend. It's like me discussing my friendship with Lindsay. Like if I were like, oh, she's just like my friend. Like I don't know, met her through a friend. We knew each other online, whatever. Like me
I don't know why
acting
everyone
like
makes such a big deal about me being friends with Lindsay. It's like, oh, we're just friends. Like it's just
But
normal.
like,
She's normal.
there's nothing more boring than the way I met Lindsay Weber. But like for Ruby Rose to have the fucking nerve to act like her meeting Taylor Swift is the same as me meeting Lindsay Weber.
Well, it's like the narrative that Taylor Swift is normal is so funny to me that it persists, where it's like these people are like still like the whatever NDA they signed that said, please say that Taylor Swift is normal, the most normal person you've ever met in your whole life, so normal. Like they're still spouting the same types of like phrases that are all from, they're all seeing it in each other's, like they're just, it's like, oh, she's so normal, oh, it's so weird how normal she is, I can't even get over how normal she is.
There's no aspect of Taylor Swift's life
That's
that
normal.
is normal. Where it's like she's probably among the 1% of people who literally grew up on a Christmas tree farm. Taylor Swift grew on a Christmas tree farm in Pennsylvania. Taylor Swift's dad is like a wealthy like investment banker or something.
I just realized that this is our Trump, where people are like, this is not normal. We're like, Taylor Swift she is not normal.
We're like, do not normalize Taylor Swift.
Do not normalize Taylor Swift. She's not normal.
We should move on. Also, should we try a charcoal drink and see if anything happens?
No.
Oh, Lindsay, did I tell you I started drinking hot water with lemon most mornings?
Yes, you've told me that
Because
many
of Gwyneth?
times.
It's interesting.
Many
Okay, well,
times.
anyway, just thought I'd say it.
When I was at your house, you were like, do you want a hot water with lemon? I was like, absolutely not. Why would I want that? And you're like, oh, I drink it now. And I was like, but you just wanted to tell me you drink it. You didn't even want to offer me it. You just wanted to tell me you drank it now.
But I did offer it, Lindsay. I did offer you hot water with lemon. I offer my guests hot water with lemon. I'm a good host.
So you drink hot water with lemon because Gwyneth drinks hot water with lemon?
I heard it was good for your liver health.
Do you drink
And
a
like
lot?
it boosts your metabolism.
Do you need
No,
liver
I don't.
health? Okay.
No, I don't. But why not
You're what you are is just a generalized hypochondriac. So anything that anyone does for anyone's health is, even if it's specialized to their
Exactly.
health, you're like, I'd love to try that. I don't have that problem. I'm actually quite tall and skinny. I don't need to drink hot water and lemon. But you know what? If someone says it's good, I'm just gonna get involved.
Exactly, Lindsay. That's exactly right. And I don't see anything strange about that. I do, however, see something strange about the fact that someone named David Henrie made news for
Wow, good
being engaged
transition.
with for being engaged to someone named Maria Cahill.
Who is he?
Lindsay, I guess he was on Wizards of Waverly Place, but so was Bella Thorne. Who cares? His claim to fame is he was the kid on How I Met Your Mother. He's one of the kids. So your mother responds to his mother. So he was in
every episode of How I Met Your Mother because of that one
episode.
part where he was like, "My mother, how did you meet?"
He's like, "Well, Dad." Also, isn't that one of the things that I am impressed that impresses me about How I Met Your Mother is the fact that they filmed all of those so long ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they had to plan ahead, so that he never aged.
I mean, also
which
that
is
show,
very smart.
Also to have the boldness to assume that show would have gone on for that many seasons, which it did end up going on for that many seasons, is very impressive. To know, to be like, we need a plan that as if this show is literally never going to end, which it really did never end. It felt like it went on forever.
And then it did it. What happened? Like they faked out and they said that he married someone, but then she ends up dying, and then he ends up marrying the one that everyone expected. To be fair, it was so
boring that I forget. Like I watched that show and I watched the finale and I already forget what happened. Someone did die. His wife did die.
Well,
and
you find out how he met the mother. You find out who the mother is, like in the penultimate season or early in the last season, and then at the end you find out that it was a fake out, and then she dies anyway. It's just some random woman,
and he ends up with Robin,
with Kobe Smulders,
right?
Of Jack Reacher Never Go Back fame.
Of Married to Taryn Killam fame.
Honestly, I'm so impressed by Kobe Smulders' success because someone with that name should not make it past casting.
I know. It's like the weirdest freaking name. Like how early in her career did some agent say can you just be called Kate Smiley or something? Can we do Kate something? Anything? Just how about Kate?
Anything but this.
Just how about Kate Smith? How about Colby Smith or anything else? Saying her name sounds like you have marbles in your mouth. Isn't it Kobe
or is it Colby?
It's Colby. But Colby would be better.
Kobe Smulders.
Saying her name sounds like I have a cold. So when I say her name, it sounds like I have
Wait, Kobe's a nickname. Her name is Jacoba Francisca Maria Kobe, in quotes, Smulders.
Well,
Jacoba's better.
Jacoba is better than Colby.
Marla. Oh, Maria. Maria Smulders. Do Maria Smulders.
Smulders is awful.
It is sort of wild that she
why
didn't change that.
Why does every Jew have to change their name in Hollywood, but Colby Smulders doesn't have to change her name? You know what I mean?
Oh my god. She was named after her great aunt from whom she gained the nickname
Bobby.
Kobe.
How did we get here?
The curtain will come down on one of television's longest-running comedies tomorrow. And for Kobe Smulders, it hasn't quite sunk in.
Okay, so now that you hate Colby Smulders and Taryn Killam, let's get back to this other guy. So his name is David Henrie, and he was How I Met Your Mother's kid. Mm-hmm. And what did he do? He got engaged?
He got engaged to someone named Maria Cahill. Didn't we discover this on the Who Weekly Facebook group?
Yeah, because they pointed out the funniest lead sentence, which is, God bless you, MTV News. Former wizard David Henrie recently lost his man bun, but found a fiance.
You win some, you lose some.
I'll keep the bun. You can take the fiance. So he married
when a door closes, God gives you a fiance.
So what's really funny also about her is that you're like, who is she? Whatever. And you get further down and it says, the duo first encountered each other in an event, and Henrie was instantly smitten with the Miss Delaware star. So I'm like, oh, is she on a show called Miss Delaware? Because I'm an idiot. No, she is Miss Delaware. She's Miss Delaware 2011.
Also, yeah, Delaware literally the... I can't name a characteristic of Delaware, let alone the person who would be Miss Delaware.
It's
Delaware might be the Hui estate.
Well, it is, as you know, from Wayne's World way back. It has always been the Hui estate when they can't, think of anything that happens in Delaware.
I'm from Delaware. We're in Delaware.
Yeah.
Imagine being able to be magically whisked away to Delaware. Hi, I'm in Delaware.
Did you know Lea Michele is releasing a new album? How could you not know? It's literally everywhere.
If we sent another Apollo mission to the moon.
Yeah, it would
they'd be like, oh, we found something new, and there'd be like a plaque there that's like, Lea Michele's new album drops February whatever, and it's like, how did this get here?
I mean, no one has better like PR distribution or like somehow like Lea Michele, like once she decides she's doing something, is so good at like reaching out her talons and getting it on every single like media outlet. It's unbelievable to me.
So what is she up to, Lindsay?
As I said, she's releasing a new album.
I hear it's more personal than the first one.
Oh, it's personal. And she told People exclusively that she is not performing at the Super Bowl.
Because she performed 6 years ago.
Right, so literally like it says like 6 years ago she performed whatever, and then she wrote, I'm obviously not performing this time. Well, like no one asked, it's 6 years later.
I also love that she didn't even sing, like I thought, oh, did she sing the national anthem? No, she sang America the Beautiful. Like she sang the B Team American song.
She was the pre show.
Yeah.
And so then of course, I don't know when you did this, but Bobby texted me. Bobby had a nervous breakdown during reading this article and texted me this like quote. I guess I should read it. It's really good. So
read it.
No one asked her anything about this, I'm pretty sure. But
no one ever asks Lea Michele anything.
And so she just, answers. This is one of her just thoughts. She says, there isn't a day that goes by that Taylor Swift music isn't blasted in my house. Right now, her song with Zayn, if I played one more time, I might combust, jokes the star. I love her. And I was just talking to Emma Roberts about her the other day. We were reading the inside of her booklet for Red, and she has this amazing little excerpt she wrote about different types of love. She really is an amazing songwriter, and her music is the best girl music ever. Here's my issue.
Oh, you have one issue?
Lea Michele and Emma Roberts were both reading the booklet for Red, the album that came out 2 albums ago. Also, weren't all of her liner notes like different like subtweets to ex-boyfriends anyways? Like, I don't understand how Lea got this from this. I don't know. The point is that no one asked, and somehow now we've gotten Taylor Swift coming up in 2 different segments on this show with 2 different who's being like, don't forget I know Taylor Swift. I have met Taylor Swift. Like, why are we still doing this?
Yeah, and I just don't like the way that she casually dropped Emma Roberts' name. Like, I understand that they're friends and they're co-stars on Scream Queens, but it's also in a very Lea Michele way where she drops the names because she thinks that like she has to name other people for her story to be written about. Like she has to talk about Corey Monteith. Yeah. She has to talk about her friend Emma Roberts. She has to show up at Carrie Fisher's funeral. But it's like now I'm imagining her being like, oh well, I was just talking to Emma Roberts the other day. We were on our way to the moon to drop off intergalactic promo on the surface of the moon for extraterrestrials to discover, and we started talking about Taylor Swift's album. And
the other funny thing is that I thought when you sent me this that she brings up Corey Monteith, but no. People puts Corey Monteith in here without even...
they can't help themselves.
So they write, well, Michelle hasn't officially confirmed the more personal songs on her album were inspired by her late boyfriend Corey Monteith, which is linked to a story about fucking her posting a picture with Corey Monteith. Anyways, fans who attended her recent series of intimate performances have been buzzing about tracks like Getaway Car and Hey You.
Buzzing.
Aliens,
I'm just like imagining
aliens sending rays buzzing about Hey You and Getaway Car, songs by Lea Michele on Lea Michele's
I'm just imagining the Google document that Lea Michele shares with people every time she wants a story about her, where it's like at the end and it's like meant all caps like and Corey reference in final graph.
We should make a bingo card for Lea Michele interviews. And like Corey is like the free space because she always mentions Corey, but like then all the other things that she does, like,
or she mentions a famous friend.
Things get a little bit personal. She says something's personal.
She mentions her body.
Yeah, like
her workout,
feeling free with her body, the connection to her music. Glee.
She mentions a past performance that's like way too old to be referencing casually, because it's all she's up to. That'd be fun.
We should do it. It'd be funny.
Article called "Find Out Why Never Been Kissed" actress Leelee Sobieski left Hollywood. As though the answer.
Do they mean that she left like Hollywood the business or Hollywood the place or both?
The business.
But she's still in the place.
She's still in the place because she sort of modeled for a while. But I mean, the reason she left the business is because she wasn't good. She wasn't a good actress and she wasn't charming.
Thank you.
So that's, I mean, let's be real. That's
didn't
why
see
she
Glass
didn't make it.
Houses?
Yeah, I did see Glass House, Lindsay. I saw Glass House in theaters.
Wow. So obviously somebody has been burned by Leelee Sobieski one too many times.
I was a stupid teen and I was like, Glass House looks so good. And I remember going to see Glass House and it was like, wow, this sucks. Diane Lane is on pills the entire time. Like, Diane Lane's in it, but she's always like high out of her mind on her pills.
Did you write like an IMDb comment that got Leelee Sobieski kicked out of Hollywood or something? Is this like...
Probably. No, Lindsay, I commented on Rotten Tomatoes message boards, not IMDb message boards.
Which are shutting down, by the way. Did you hear that?
Get it right. Yeah, I know. They're shutting down. That's sad. So, all I wanted to say was that, speaking of Extremely Rude Us Weekly content, this Extremely Rude Us Weekly content, beside a photo of Leelee Sobieski from 2016 at the 11th annual Chanel Tribeca Film Festival Artists Dinner, what the hell, this line says, It was a rare red carpet appearance for the Helen Hunt lookalike who starred alongside Drew Barrymore in the 1999 romantic comedy Never Been Kissed, and then in films including Here on Earth and The Glass House.
Well, you know what happened in that sentence. You can tell what happened. So the writer knew they were going to set up to say the movies that she's been in, so they didn't have any way to describe her. So they were like, okay, so if we're going to say the movies that she's in this sentence, we can't call her the Here on Earth actress. We have to say something about her. So they were like, call her Helen Hunt lookalike, I guess. There's
Later in the
else to
story, they
say.
call her the 5'10" Brown University grad. And then, like, the star who wed fashion designer Adam Kimmel in 2010. So also this timeline doesn't make sense, which is just like, Leelee, you don't have to say that the reason you left Hollywood was because you wanted to focus on being a mom. You became a mom long after you stopped being relevant in Hollywood.
Oh my God, shady.
And I really hate that Us Weekly just lets her promote these alternative facts about herself.
Also, Bobby is so obsessed with alternative facts, and in this document, he says, do not Wikipedia Leelee Sobieski, because I want to surprise you with what her full name is, which is completely bad shit. And I was just like, why would I Wikipedia Leelee Sobieski?
Leelee Sobieski's name is
it
wild.
Colby Smulders? Is that her real name?
No, it's Jacoba Francisca Maria Smulders, Lindsay.
Dun, 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 they're the same person.
Leelee Sobieski's name is Liliane Rudebet Gloria Elsaveta Leelee Sobieski.
Wait, where did Leelee's in there?
Leelee, I guess, is from Liliane.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, I can
Liliane
understand why
Rudebet Gloria Elsaveta Leelee Sobieski.
I get okay, yeah,
Anyway,
fun.
I guess maybe that wasn't as. Is that not as interesting as I thought?
No,
it was?
it's funny It's funny because we just did this with Colby Smulders. It would have been less funny if we hadn't just done
Yeah, I guess
the same thing.
The Colby Smulders thing was unexpected, and it sort of ruined the surprise.
No, I think it's still very funny. What is funny is that out of all the names that she has been given, she picked Leelee. Is what I think is funny with both of these women is that they got so many names to choose from. We usually only get one name, maybe two if we're lucky. And out of all of these names that they had, they chose the stupidest version of the name. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Although, to be fair, had I been Leelee Sobieski, I would have gone with Helen Hunt lookalike. But my close friends would call me Brown University grad.
The sad thing is she's only 33. We're like, she's over. She's 33. I hate my life.
God. And objectively successful and doing fine.
Right.
Financially and probably spiritually as well.
We could all be so lucky to have a successful...
We could all be so lucky to be Leelee Sobieski.
To be out of Hollywood by 33 and rich.
Yeah, God bless Leelee. What? Oh, God. I love when we turn on a dime where we go from shady to respectful and sort of jealous.
Sometimes I realize that when we talk about people rudely and then it turns into pure jealousy, it really means that we love them and respect them. So then I just love to flip the switch.
We went from making fun of this poor woman's name for no reason to idolizing her,
wishing her well.
She left Hollywood, what a queen, mother, yes.
Remember when you called her a bad actress? Anyways, so we're calling this What hooligan? What's a good name for this? The hooligan check-in? That's weird. Is that weird? Is that good?
Hooligan.
What's hooligans up to? What are the hooligans up to? Hooligan. Hooligan.
Oh, here we go. So this is.
What?
So you know how a mulligan is like an extra stroke whenever you're playing golf? Like you get like a free shot? What if we call it like the hooligan mulligan?
Oh, I love it. Hooligan mulligan. Okay.
Like conceptually it's a little shaky. But I feel like for our purposes, it'll be okay.
Okay, so this is our first edition of the hooligan mulligan, which you need to keep in the explanation as to why it's called that.
Okay.
And that is a new segment where we quickly check in with the fine folks at the Who Weekly Facebook group to see what's going on. I feel like there's so much stuff happening there that we need to address that we don't address, and I would love for us to address a post. I chose one today that got a lot of response, a lot of action, and it was our friend Mark Snedeker of EW wrote. First of all, I know for a fact he wrote his first post was, "Is Mulan a who? Is Mulan a who?" Okay.
No.
You say no. I say
Just
no
to answer
also.
no. Yeah.
But then he got all these responses, and then he made another one, I think, that just said, "Meg from Hercules is the biggest Disney Who, period." And then he edited that and wrote, "of female leads."
That's absolutely true.
I think so too.
I was trying to think after you read that to me, I was trying to think of other options, and I don't think there are any. I don't think there's even a close second place.
Well, here's the thing. Most of them are thems. You know who is a who, though?
Who?
Sleeping Beauty, because like her real name is like TBD. Who knows? Like, it's, like what is it? Moana, also a who. Who else is a
I
who?
think I think Moana was an instant them.
No. You know who's a total who? Merida? Is she the redhead? Merida? What's her name? The redhead.
Oh, from Brave?
Yeah, she's a who. Come on.
Oh, she's a who. But she's not as big of a who as Hercules.
So
I don't think the redhead from Brave had any real aspirations of becoming a them. I think Meg thinks that she's hot shit. She's like,
Wow.
I'm dating Hercules. Like,
yeah, she is hot shit. That movie is like my favorite Disney movie. I think
that's very strange, but go on.
That's not strange. That's like my favorite. That Disney movie has like the best music. It's like the most fun. It's like really funny. I'm just saying. Other people in the weekly group, Zachary Funk says, "I always thought it was Esmeralda."
The Hunchback is my favorite Disney movie. I love Esmeralda.
Okay, I don't understand that either. That's insane. Tony Holmes wrote, "The cast of Atlantis: The Lost Empire would beg to differ." I don't even know what that is.
Also, what's the other one? Planet Earth or something? What's the Earth Planet? What's the other one? The failed Disney franchise.
Netherlands Rick commented, "Are we all going to pretend that anyone remembers a single character from Chicken Little or Bolt?" Which, fair, I don't. Who else? Let's see. Oh, and then someone else, Tony Holmes, commented, because she's technically not a princess, Meg, Mulan, and Esmeralda kind of get lumped in with the princesses, but they have no royal blood. They are just awesome badasses, heroines who played by their own rules. But you didn't hear that from me. So honestly, fair.
I think the argument about like Bolt. I think the who argument works best if the movie is a them and they're the who inside it.
Yeah.
Like I think that Bolt is a whoey movie, so it's like everyone's a who in it.
Right.
Like and Planet Earth or whatever it is, Atlantis, the Lost Empire, whatever the fuck it was, who movie. I think Meg is the biggest who because Hercules is a themy Disney movie.
I mean, it's a themy Disney movie with a heroine that you really don't know because honestly, Hercules kind of stole her shine.
Understandably.
Yeah.
He's Hercules.
Yeah. Anyways, that's what's going on in the weekly Facebook group.
Yeah, great. I love this segment. The Hooligan Mulligan. What a horrible name. I'm sorry, but I guess it worked.
What was she wearing? Where was she seen? She posted what on Instagram? She's the Who Queen. Tens of people want to know all about the number one What's Rita Ora up to?
Who is this woman?
We're going to talk about what Rita's up to now.
Let's do it.
So, Lindsay, I have something to tell you.
What?
I watched an episode of America's Next Top Model.
No, I don't believe you.
I did.
don't
I
believe
watched
you.
I watched the DJ Khaled episode.
Oh, I didn't even watch that episode.
It was so fun. I was like laughing so hard throughout the entire thing, and I got so mad at myself. All of you hooligans.
Because you loved it.
Yes, I loved it. Because it had been so long since I watched America's Next Top Model, and I forgot how much I loved it. And it really maintained the like spirit of the absurdity of the original franchise, and I was just like happy to be back. But it was the challenge. The opening challenge is they have to go. They have to walk around the streets of Manhattan in their lingerie and make the best Snapchat story.
So it's basically like it's like a sorority. It's like a sorority hazing is what you're saying.
Yeah.
This is. Yeah.
And so like two of them are on the High Line, like making a Snapchat story, and DJ Khaled is like, the best Snapchat stories are inspirational, like whenever I do major keys and stuff, blah 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 blah. And then again, like you always talked about, Rita's making it very clear that this is not really necessarily a show about modeling. This is a show about creating a brand for yourself. And so these girls are like not very familiar with Snapchat. So after the first challenge, they go to a paper magazine party and they have to like compete to take the best photos of
I'm
themselves
already so
on
bored.
Instagram.
FYI, I'm so bored. I've never been more bored.
But my favorite thing about it is
it's funny because you put up such a fuss, and now it's your favorite show of all time.
No, I love it.
And I have to listen to you talk about it, and I don't like it that much.
But I laughed so hard at this one scene where they bring out like an expert to consult with them about like I don't know, strategies, best practices for becoming an Instagram star, you know?
Yeah.
And do you know who Jasmine Sanders is?
No.
She's Golden Barbie on Instagram.
No.
I didn't know who she was either. So all the ANTM women loved her. They all followed her on social media. So when Rita's introducing her, she's like, next up we have a surprise like special guest. She's been featured in, and I had to write this down, she's been featured in Love magazine and British GQ. I was like, good fucking
Rita,
bye.
that's Rita. That's a long
And she
list.
goes, Jasmine Sanders, Golden Barbie, and they all freak out. And this Lindsay, this woman, I shit you not, who looks exactly like Rita Ora, comes out from behind a wall and is like,
oh, I'm looking her up. Go ahead.
and she's like, okay, here's the best way to like be an Instagram star. And they're all like,
oh my god,
God,
she looks exactly like Rita. Oh my god, you're right.
Anyway, it's very funny. And the final challenge was to like do Snapchat at a party, and like who could have the best Snapchat story.
It was to do Snapchat.
Yes. And so the reason that the girl who won
she looks just like Rita. Oh,
she looks just like Rita. It was unbelievable. I thought they were playing a prank on them.
It's Rita.
Like I thought it was like, here comes like Rita's been on the cover of Love. Rita's been on the cover of British GQ probably.
This girl is Rita's twin. Wait, I found the video. Hold on.
Model and an expert at using social media to enhance her brand. She's been featured in Love magazine, British GQ. You're gonna love her.
It's like, how do they know who she
looks
is?
just like them.
My name's Jasmine Sanders. I'm known as Golden Barbie, and on social media, I, at an early age, locked in that name and started using that towards my brand.
Oh, shut up. You know, it's funny, like, these shows, whenever they introduce people, you can tell that they went back and told them who they were, and then like had them fake react to it. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's no doubt that that's what they do.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I wanted to tell you that I watched it. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Congratulations.
Ashley Graham looked completely bonkers. There was a really great segment during the judging when one of the, I could not be bothered to learn the other panelists' names, but
it's like Dave and Steve or something.
Well, Dave and or Steve started talking before Rita, and Rita started joking that like, she was like, I'm the host, I should talk first, and they like all laughed, and like
then
Rita made light of it, but you could sort of tell that like the other panelists were worried that it wasn't a joke. Like there was like a hint of truth in that. She was annoyed that other people were talking first, and she like went up and like fake strangled Steve or Eric or whatever the hell his name is, John, who knows.
Eric.
But the reason the woman who won is because her Snapchat story was filled with like close-ups of her shoes and like poses that showed off her gown. And Rita and Ashley were like, I would buy everything in your 3 Instagrams.
Okay, now
and
you're
it was
just
like, oh my
giving
God.
a recap of the episode. I am not
What I'm
here for
saying
this.
is I was actually shocked by the fact that the point of the challenge was to be an Instagram star who makes their living off of sponsored content.
But it's funny because Rita's Instagram is so bad and not any of that. So there was like no direction as to what the perfect Snapchat, sorry, and meant Snapchat the entire time. Snapchat would be.
Anyway, I'm going to shut up. What else is Rita up to?
The only other big thing that Rita did this week was she went to the 50 Shades of Grey premiere party looking like an alien and doing an impression of Rita Ora. Do you know what I mean?
I think she looks like Rita Ora.
No,
here.
she doesn't. There's no way in
I think
hell.
when her hair is pulled back, I think there's something about the way that her hair is falling.
Crazy. She looks not like herself at all. And then so I was just curious. I Googled Rita Ora unrecognizable just to see like what the vibe was. And I got Rita Ora is unrecognizable for quirky paper cover shoot. Rita Ora is almost unrecognizable as she goes makeup free. Rita Ora unrecognizable in 50 Shades of Grey poster. Rita Ora is totally unrecognizable in 50 Shades of Grey poster. Who Weekly is the perfect podcast about celebrities who make you say who. So basically we are on the list.
We're the 5th result for Rita Ora unrecognizable, which is great. I'm very proud.
Because in the article I say the thing about a who is that they're unrecognizable.
Jesus.
Anyway, so the brand is strong.
Another thing Rita is up to is she's being a troll. Did you notice that she congratulated Beyonce on Instagram?
Yeah, and everyone was like, Becky.
Exclusively so people would write about like Rita Ora, a woman who was allegedly Becky.
Sue Jay-Z like last month?
They're friends now.
Okay, cool. Same. Me also, same.
And the other thing she did was she wore
I took that out because it was boring. No one cares.
Well, she wore a George Michael shirt, and it was like Rita Ora pays homage to George Michael. Like when I wear my Garfield coffee sweatshirt, I'm not like paying homage to Garfield.
Yes,
I'm wearing
an
item of clothing.
Yes, you are.
I'm not paying homage.
You are.
I'm paying homage to coffee, not Garfield.
Java. Also, the other thing she did that was interesting is in her Snapchat, she Snapchatted Justin Bieber playing piano and her singing, which was very A-list of her, I would say.
Wow, good for her.
Anyways.
Well, that's all that she is up to.
That's all that she wrote.
That's
the end of our
end of the episode.
Yes.
Wow. So thank you to Katie and Eric of the Who's, as always, for the theme song. Thank you to our hooligans for giving us not only so much joy, but a new segment for the show. You're wonderful. As always, rate and review us on iTunes. And Lindsay, do you want to make a special announcement?
Yeah, so hey, we're going to be doing a live show coming up. We are part of the HeadGum collective podcast family show that's going to be at South by Southwest in March. I think it's on the 11th. It's on the 11th during the day. I think that's a Saturday. I'm pretty sure that's a Saturday. Probably should have this information in front of me if I'm going to promote it, but it doesn't matter. South by Southwest. Do you live in Austin? Are you going to be there? Please come see us. No one else who listens to those other podcasts is going to understand. We need you to show up and like laugh at our jokes because like I don't know how we're going to promote ourselves to a grander audience.
And then that's it. And I'm sure we will do plenty of promotion about this thing in the next month.
Sure,
so
but it's
do
like I
not
want
worry
to
about that.
start it off here, you know, and plenty more shows I think coming up. So, you know, tell us where you're at and if you want us to come to your town.
We will see you on Thursday after the Super Bowl, and we'll talk about all the who's who went to. What am I trying to say? We'll talk about all the who's who went to the Super Bowl and Instagram
the who's
from
who didn't
stands.
go to the Super Bowl.
The who's who had Super Bowl parties are probably going to be even more fun.
How many who's are making nachos right now? Like getting ready nachos, like melting some cheese. Who's like?
Eva Murray's going to have to fire her Super Bowl nurse for something.
She dropped the
guys,
dropped the hot wings.
She's going to reveal it in like 5 months. She's going to be like, here's a story I didn't tell you about after Super Bowl Sunday, but our Super Bowl nanny dropped the hot wings on my baby's head and burned her eyes. And,
Super Bowl nanny is such
in case
a
you didn't know,
phrase.
Frank's Red Hot is very damaging on the corneas of newborns and blah, blah, blah.
Okay, we need to go. Goodbye.
Bye. Bye.
You will dream it.
Yo, they want to know.
Hey,
Hey,
hey, I want to be famous.
why does every Jew have to change their name in Hollywood, but Colby Smulders doesn't have to change her name?
That was a HeadGum podcast.